continuing on with linearity, we're going to figure out how to tell if a table of data gives you a linear relationship. So, linear relationship. So we've already said that a line is always of the form y equals mx plus b. So a linear function is always of the form mx plus b, where m is the rate of change. If you want to know if a table gives you a linear relationship, you want to find the rate of change between any 2 points and show that that's the same. So we want to test to see if a table has the same rate of change between any 2 points. So for example, we'll do 2 here. Let's look at the table and let's decide if it's linear. So decide if the data is linear. It is linear, and if so, find the function. So in my table, I'm going to give you the quantity x, and then in this column I'm going to give you the price, which we'll call p of x. So here my function is p of x. My input is going to be x. The numbers that I'm going to give you are 1, 3, 5, and 7, and the prices are $5, $7, 9, and 11. So I want to know the function p of x, is that a linear function? So is there a linear relationship between my quantity and my price? So to answer this question, let's find the rate of change between any 2 points. So let's go from 1, 5 to 3, 7. So to find the rate of change is the change in my y values. Here the y values is my p of x, so this will be 7 minus 5, over my change in x, which is 3 minus 1. So I get 2 over 2, which is 1. Now let's look between these 2 points. How much did my y values change, or my function values? Well, that's 9 minus 7 over 5 minus 3. Again, 2 over 2, which is 1. And then lastly, let's look between the last 2 points. Change in y was 11 minus 9 over change in x, which is 7 minus 5. 2 over 2, which is 1. So yes, this data is linear because I have a constant rate of change. So yes, linear. Now let's find my equation for p of x. P of x is linear, so it has to be of the form mx plus b. First thing I'm going to do is find m. Well, the rate of change, I already found that between any 2 points was 1. So I know m is equal to 1. Next I need to find b. Now to find b, I can use any of the points given. Let's just go ahead and use the first one. I knew that when x was 1, my y value was 5. I also know that so far my equation is just x plus b, because it's 1 times x plus b. So plug this in. 5 is 1 plus b, so b is 4. So my function is going to be x plus 4. Now let's look at a different one. Same question, but let's look at this table. So I'm not going to write out the question again, but I want to know, is this table linear? If so, find the linear equation. So I'll use 0, 1, 2, and 3 for my quantities, and my price will be 7, 5, 1, and 0. So like we were saying before, if you want to know if it's a linear relationship, find the rate of change between any 2 points. So let's look at these. My rate of change here will be the change in y, so 5 minus 7, over my change in x, so 1 minus 0, so that's negative 2 over 1, negative 2. Now what about between the next 2 points? I'll have my change in y, so 1 minus 5, over my change in x, so this is going to be negative 4 over 1, which is negative 4. Now without even looking at the rate of change between the last 2 points, the rate of change from point 1 to point 2 was negative 2. The rate of change from the second point to the third point was negative 4. These two numbers are not the same, so this is not linear. So if you want to know if it's linear, Find the rate of change between any of the 2 points. If they're all the same, then it is linear.